Welcome to Nice Little Story. Here's a story from the Vikram Betaal series, which is The Mystery of the Swapped Bodies. King Vikramaditya walked through the dark, misty jungle. The wind howled, "Foo, foo." On his back, he carried the crafty ghost Betaal. Betaal laughed softly and said, "O King, the night is long and scary. Let me tell you a story to pass the time. But remember, if you speak, I will fly back to my tree." Betaal began his story. Once upon a time, in the kingdom of Shobhavati, lived a handsome prince named Dhaval. He had a best friend named Chandra. They were like brothers. They went everywhere together and shared everything. Here's a question. What was the prince's name? Correct. The prince's name was Dhaval. One day, Prince Dhaval saw a beautiful princess named Madhavi. She was playing in the royal gardens. Dhaval fell in love with her immediately. He told his friend Chandra, "I must marry her, or I will be sad forever." Chandra helped his friend. He went to Madhavi's father and arranged the wedding. Soon, Prince Dhaval and Princess Madhavi were married with a grand celebration. Here's a great question. Who did Prince Dhaval marry? Good job! He did marry Madhavi. After the wedding, Dhaval, Madhavi, and Chandra decided to travel to Madhavi's parents' home. They traveled to a thick forest. In the middle of the forest, they saw a magnificent temple dedicated to goddess Durga. Dhaval said, "I made a promise to the goddess that I would visit her. Let me go inside alone to pray." Chandra and Madhavi waited outside. Dhaval went in, but he was overcome with emotion. In a moment of madness to prove his devotion, he cut off his head as an offering to the goddess. Here's a question. Who went inside the temple first? Correct. Dhaval went inside the temple first. When Dhaval didn't come back, Chandra went inside to check. He saw his friend lying there. Chandra was so scared that people would blame him for the prince's death that he decided to offer his own head too. Chop! Now both friends lay dead before the statue. Finally, Prince Madhavi went inside. She saw her husband and his best friend lying on the floor. She began to cry loudly. "Oh goddess, please help me! Bring them back to life!" The goddess felt sorry for her. A magical voice boomed. "Daughter, do not cry. Take the heads and place them back on the bodies. I will bring them back to life." Here's a question. Who promised to bring the men back to life? Correct. The goddess did. Madhavi was so excited and nervous that her hands shook. She grabbed the heads quickly, but in her hurry, she made a big mistake. She put Dhaval's head on Chandra's body, and she put Chandra's head on Dhaval's body. The goddess flashed a bright light. Zap! The men woke up. They were alive, but they looked very strange. Here's a question. Did Madhavi put the heads on the right bodies? Correct. She did not put the heads on the right bodies. Now Madhavi was confused. One man had her husband's head, but the friend's body. The other man had the friend's head, but her husband's body. Both men grabbed her head and said, "I am your husband." The one with Dhaval's body said, "I have the husband's hands that held you. The one with Dhaval's head said, "I have the husband's face that smiled at you." Betaal stopped the story. He whispered into King Vikram's ear, "Oh King, this is a tricky puzzle. Madhavi has to choose one. Who is the real husband? Is it the one with the prince's body or the one with the prince's head? If you know the answer and don't speak, your head will burst into 1,000 pieces." Here's a great question. The puzzle is, who is the real husband? Correct. The real husband is the one with the prince's head. King Vikramaditya was very wise. He didn't hesitate. He answered, "The real husband is the one with Dhaval's head. The head is the most important part of a person. The brain and the soul live in the head. The body is just a house for the soul. Therefore, the man who wears Dhaval's head is Dhaval, and he is the husband." "Correct!" shouted Betaal. "But since you spoke, I'm going back to my tree. Ha! Whoosh! The ghost flew away into the darkness, leaving the king to chase him once again. Here's the summary. Prince Dhaval and his friend Chandra were best friends who went on a trip with Dhaval's wife, Madhavi. They stopped at a temple where both men sacrificed their heads to the goddess. The goddess told Madhavi to put the heads back, but she accidentally swapped Dhaval's head on Chandra's body. Both men came alive and claimed to be the husband. One had the right body, the other had the right head. King Vikram decided that the man with Dhaval's head was the real husband because the head rules the body. Here's the moral of the story. The mind is superior to the body. It is your thoughts and identity that make you who you are, not just your appearance. The end.